Okay, Malibu decided she wants to be on stream today. Uh, oh my goodness. Give it a few minutes. I gotta go turn the air down. I'll be right back. We'll leave Malibu in charge for a minute. Okay, let me get my phone. All right, go. My phone. All right, let's see who's here. Hi, Terry, Dawn, Kat. Happy Hump Day, Janet. Well, I had to go turn the air down, so I left Malibu in charge. Let's see, Angie, view. I don't know if you saw, but I sent you the little one of these. This is the only one I've left to show as an example, but the one that you liked that said you look like it looked like your cousin. I sent that to you to your aunt's address, so hopefully you can get that. Um, let's see, Pamela. Who else? Kristen, Goldie. Anybody else coming? All right, I'm going to be honest. I have no idea what we're going to do today. You're welcome. We had all the family over here, with Samantha leaving yesterday. So they were here all day yesterday, got her to the airport. Her plane took off at 5 something and she arrived in London at 2 a.m. our time, which is, I think that's 11. No, wait, let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Is it 5 or 6 hours in London ahead of us? Because I forgot since the time changed. Anyway, she made it to London. She's going to be living her best life in London for the next 2.5 months. So anyway, let's see. So, and then plus getting ready for Annie and Dan and Logan to get here on Sunday. I have no idea what we're doing today. I'm just glad to be here. I will not be here Monday because Annie, Dan, and Logan will be here. So I will not be here on Monday. Janet will still be streaming on her channel at her usual time, which is 1 Eastern. So I know she's just sniffing all my markers right there. So yeah, so I won't be here Monday. Hopefully I'll be here Wednesday, but I won't be here Monday. So I have no idea what y'all might want to do today. Hi, Tori, Missy. Who else am I missing? Let me get a sip of my lemon water. You'll be in Spain next week. Hi, Miriam. I'll bite my banana real quick so my voice doesn't crack. So let's see. So I don't know what y'all feel like doing today. Hi, Barbara. I hope you're doing okay. I haven't seen you for a few days. Hope you're all right, Barbara. Coloring your new books? I could. They're very tiny, though. They're very tiny. That's the only, that's one of the problems with streaming. When things are small, I can zoom in one, of course. But when they are small, it's hard to see. Look, they're very small. This one I think is even smaller. So I love the books, but I'm not sure how good they are for streaming. You know what I mean? If I color, I'll have to color in something else. They're just so tiny. Of course, when I wanted them and I like them and I love to color in them, but for streaming, they're a little tiny. See? All right, who's texting me? Hang on. Let's see what's going on here. Denise texted me real quick. All right, let's see. All right, so Malibu finally laid down on her little nest I made her. Then let's talk about conspiracies. Oh my gosh, Janet, did you see that what I sent you in your messages? Look in your messages. I sent you a Facebook message. Did you see it? Did you see the Facebook message I sent you about the conspiracy, Janet? Hi, Brenda A. One of Kerby's books. I guess I could. I haven't colored in Kerby's books in a long time. We haven't done a Kerby book. You can't open it? Okay, let me hang on. All right, y'all, just hang on a minute. I'm going to take care of this for Janet. I'll just send you the picture. Hang on. Let me go to where I sent you the message because I can open it. Okay. Hang on, guys. I got to get this to Janet because, she's my conspiracy bud. I guess I could show it. Janet, you look at it. You tell me if I should show it, okay? All right, I just messaged it to you as a picture, Janet. Kerby, y'all like Kerby? I could go get my Kerby books. Now y'all know when I color in Kerby, I cut them out and put them in my binder, right? So all my completed Kerby pages are in the binder. They're not in the books. Oh my gosh. I'm just reading chat here for a second. We have to see the conspiracy. Well, how many of y'all were at Janet's on Monday when she did her new? Okay, when she when she showed her new conspiracy, she did the flat Earth conspiracy. I'll cover up part of the word. Okay, y'all can figure it out. I know y'all can. I just it's a family friendly channel. Okay, here I'll cover up this much of it and y'all can see. Okay. So anyway, Janet did the conspiracy theory, and the one she did on Monday was the flat earth. So here, look at my face on. So there you go, Janet. Okay, let's see who else is here. Angie, Marguerite, and Terry. Let me show Terry's IG if it'll come up for me. Terry's got a new one up. Let's see here. Terry. She already did the prompts from Monday. So here we go. All right, good. It's coming up. If y'all want to see it clear and without any glare, you need to go over to IG and look at Terry Brett 3. So the prompts were pufferfish, crying, devilish, any city, and tan. So look what Terry pulled off in just a day. I didn't mean any harm. So y'all have to go over to follow Terry to see she does all these prompts so well. So amazing. I know, right, Tori? She does. I know, right, Janet? Oh, okay. Hang on. Let me go in the color books room. Hang on. I don't have the color books in here. Okay, so when I said I cut out I was thinking Bennett Klein. I cut all of Bennett Klein's out, but I don't cut Kerby's out. So I do have Kerby's in the book. So trying to read chat and everything. So here are all my Kerby books. So I have duplicates of a couple of them. So I don't know what book. Do y'all have a preference on what book? Do you have a preference on a book? Those of you that asked for Kerby, do y'all have a preference for what book y'all like me to color in? Oh my goodness. Let's see. Hi, Ann Makes. Kenneth. Hi, Kenneth. It's been a while since you've stopped in. Hi, Zinjin. All right, so let's see what's this sticking out here? Oh, this is some kind of a chart. Oh, I think this one was my mom's. Yeah, this was my mom's with her color chart. I gave my mom a color chart. So this one was my mom's. I have the same one here. I got the same one myself. So let's see. I have all the collab books, so I may get lucky. Well, do you have a preference of you? We got Worlds Within Worlds, Alien Worlds. I got that, and Fragile Worlds. Now, some of these are compilations of some of his other books. Do you know what I mean? So there's a lot of duplicates when there's a compilation book. Hi, Debbie. Welcome back, and congratulations on passing your inspection. For those of y'all that know, congratulations, Debbie. Good to have you back. Fantomorphia, Geomorphia, Mythic World, Imagimorphia, Mythomorphia, Anamorphia. I have two of those. Let's see which one. This is the one I colored in the most. And then let's see. There's Mythic, Color Universe, and Kaleidoscope. So let's look at Kaleidoscope. I don't know if I colored in Kaleidoscope. Let's look at Kaleidoscope. I don't remember. I don't remember if I've colored it, because this is one that's a compilation of others. So that's why I bought it, because I wanted to, collect. Okay, here's one that I've started. It's not done. But you can see I've kind of gone in here, and this is what it'll look like. This is more what it'll look like when it's done, but this is as far as I got on the rest of it. But there we go. It's all metal and gears. And it's good to have you back. Yeah, so this one's got a lot of the same ones. Okay, I did this one in here. Did these giraffes in the mist. What else? Have we done anything else in this one? I have to think for a minute what I want to color. Okay, the Mythic World. I think I have two of these, so that. Oh well, here we go. The snake's not done. That has duplicates. Okay, Anamorphia. These are the first ones. Anamorphia, which that's a duplicate. Anamorphia, Mythomorphia, Imagimorphia. These were the first three. These are the first three Kerby books. So let's just kind of go. So I won't color in these because these are the older ones and there's duplicates in the others. But I'll do a little flip here through some of the Kerby that I've done. So, and some of them are finished, some of them are not, because y'all know I'm all about doing. Hi, Cindy Daly. Hi, Tell Him. It's for me, a lot of what I color in here is for samples for you, like this right here. I showed how to do smoke coming out of the steam train. So here I tried to show how to do some metallics. So there's going to be lots of half done, partially finished, because I wanted to show y'all techniques rather than finishing a page. Here I showed you how to do the movement through the water, so they look like they're moving through the water. If you have any questions, put it in caps. Make sure you have all messages clicked at the top, and so you see all the messages. Here's one where I did all the spider web in silver stickles, and then here's where I finished the coloring the background. So here's my mech moths, all in greens. So this one's got a lot of samples. This is what it looks like when you first lay down a base. Okay, there's a base of acrylic, watered down acrylic paint. Watered down acrylic paint as a base, and then you go in with pencil on top. So here's where I've added the pencil. So you can see what happens when, here's the base, and here's when you add pencil over the top of your acrylic wash. Showed how to do like a messy forest. Let's see. Here's another one with painting, penciling on top of acrylic paint. So yeah, this one's almost all samples of what you can do with different techniques. And I'm not going to go back and explain them all. They're all on video somewhere. Back in my hundreds and hundreds of color book playlist. Okay, so there we go. So let's move from that one to, then here's Anamorphia. So this one I did, that's watercolor, and it did buckle the page a little. This one was, and his papers are different too in different books. Here's how I showed how to use a stencil on your color book pages. Let's see, what do I got else in here? Again, watercolor, a little bit of buckling. This was a pretty thin version. Now he's probably, I don't know if my other Anamorphia's got even the exact same paper. They change paper sometimes when they reprint them. So let's see what else we got in here. Okay, here's some angelfish. Not angelfish. Beta fighting fish. So I just did them opposites, orange and yellow, blue. You have Anamorphia almost completed. Good for you, Missy. I don't think I have any color books completed, but I don't care. I color what I want. Here are these owls. And again, this is when he had a lot of these little creatures in his books. Let me see if this has a date in it. Let's see if it has a date. 2015. So this one's 10 years old. So again, how to do a wash and then start coloring it with pencil. I've started shading him. A little ASMR page flip. These are done. My chameleons, or some kind of lizard. That one's not done. This one was a thing. And he had these other things in here, like you're supposed to, like I put scrapbook papers down to cover that he had like just blank alligators, except that one and a piece of that one. So you had to fill in however you wanted. So I traced them out and then cut out scrapbook papers to fill them in. Just, something different, something else to try. Some chickens. Hi, Stephanie G. Who else am I missing? Brooke with an E. So yeah, here's another example of how it looks. Like here is just the watered down acrylic paint wash on there. So you just water it down with the craft paint, just watered down craft paint. And then you go back in with pencil. So here you can see, here's with just the wash, and here's with some pencil started on there. So you see, you start shading on top of your pencil. Same thing for over here. See, I've started shading in with color pencil. Maybe we should do something like that today. A wash and then pencil over the top. I just have to decide which book. And then Mythomorphia. This might have been the first one. Let me see what date this is. This one is 2017. So this is not the first one. Unless I have a duplicate. No, this would. So the other one, Imagimorphia or Anamorphia would probably have been the first one in 2015. You remember all these pages when I colored them? Well, I've colored almost all of them on stream, not all of them. And I, of course, don't ever hardly finish them on stream because, you know, it's hard to finish in less than 3 hours. So I did these two mermaid type creatures, the mermaid lion and the mermaid dragon. And put all this white, all the white is acrylic paint with the baby wipe technique where I, you know, mash it into the baby wipe and do, you know, foamy bits. You think Anamorphia was the first, Terry? Okay. So Green Man. And so, like I said, some of these, and this one's a lot thicker. These pages are thicker than the last book I just showed you. So, which is better if you're going to use, if you're going to do a wash, you know, an acrylic wash, it's better to have a little bit thicker paper. So, I love this one too. I only used 3 colors. I think I used teal. Well, I used black, white, teal, and magenta, and did the whole page with just that. So every one of these little scales, it's got a wash on it, and then every one of these little scales we shaded. Then we use Posca and color pencil, white pencil to do the details. So, yeah. Hi, Arlene. Anybody else coming in I missed? Thanks for being here. Here's another one where I just wanted to show mist and how to do around, you know, if you do a solid black or any color actually, but black shows up really cool. Black background with not watered down, but just full strength black acrylic paint. And look, you can go over it with your white pencil and get all kinds of glow, shine, smoke, mist with pencil that you cannot do that on top of black pencil. If this was black pencil, you could not get that effect. And then I showed how to do some mist. So there's just a little bit of different things here. So this one's done, but I didn't finish him. Couldn't figure out what colors I wanted to do. But again, it's an acrylic background. And then this one, I did some stickles to show snow. There we go. How to do snow. Now you got to remember this paper's a little thicker. And so, you know, you could do a little bit of stickles, but you have to remember that if you go on the other side and start coloring, you're going to get bumps. So this paper held up to doing that, but that real thin paper, if you try to do coloring on the other side, you're going to pick up the texture of any dimensional stuff you use. So this one now, this one had, I think, 5 parts to it. 5 parts that I did, and this was a long time ago. And so the quality of the video is not going to be as quality that we have now. It was not 1080p. I can guarantee you it was probably something like 4, I don't know, maybe it was 720. But anyway, so I had done 5 videos, and I don't like doing that, and I don't do it if I don't have to. But I did 5 parts on this. I think they were 2 hours each. And I don't really remember though, guys. It's been so many years. And one of the parts didn't, the file corrupted or something. So there's only 4 parts out there, maybe 3. But anyway, this took me a hot minute. I did all the coloring and then I went over it. You can see there with gold and silver over the top of areas. So, and then I added the blood. There was no blood, but I made him a werewolf, a real werewolf, you know, like, and all this is all outlined with Posca and shaded. This one took a hot minute. You like the trees? Yeah, I added all that to the trees. I do have something to show y'all though that Samantha left me and her mom. She has a Depop, and so she left me some of the stuff that she's putting on Depop, and I'll have to show that to you. Handmade stuff. She was finishing up at the last minute before they were getting in the car to go to the airport. So anyway, this one's not done. This one is done. So I had the water and fire dragons. So let's see here. After we decide, I'll show it to you after we decide what we're going to color today. So this one's got some thick. There's Medusa. This one has a thicker paper. This one is another one that took a hot minute, and a little bravery. So I did the acrylic background, acrylic wash, and then went around and shaded every single scale one by one. All the scales are shaded. All the scales are shaded one by one. And then after it was completely done, we put the mist right over the top, and you hope for the best because there's no going back. Once you throw that mist on, you cannot get it off. So, but I turned out okay. I would have had it, if I would have done it now, I would have done it a little bit more soft and fluffy, but I wanted it to look like like he's cutting through the mist. So it's kind of stark, but you know. So this one did take a minute. So yeah, all the scales are individually shaded. Families texting each other. We have our big get together this weekend with Annie, Dan, and Logan. So let's see. What else do I have in here? Here, this would be a good conspiracy chicken, right, Janet? Conspiracy chicken. Let's see. A unicorn. This one's cool too. I think this might be in another book too. This dragon. Cyclops. There's just lots of myths. So that's Mythomorphia. And then let's see. I want to get rid of any duplicates I have here. Do I have any more duplicates? World within worlds. Maybe not. Maybe I already pulled them. So, but anyway, some of these have the same, they're duplicate pages in them. And people kind of did complain about that, and Kerby. And, but anyway, and this was a sample page that somebody had done for the book. Let's see here. Did I do anything in this one? This was Color Universe. So this isn't. I recognize which ones are in other books. This one's in another book, but he kind of recompiled some of them. So we'll just kind of flip through here for a minute, and then we'll decide. That's in another book. This one I did in another book. Which book did I do that one in? I love that one that I colored in another book. Is it this one? Oh, we'll come across it. I colored this in one of these books, and it's amazing. I love the way it turned out. Scale by scale. I don't think I passed it up yet. We'll come across it, but I loved this one. So let's just flip. I didn't really care, as much as I love space, I didn't love his space book. I forget the name of Alien. Yeah, Alien World. I didn't love Alien World. This one, I think they re-put in Alien World. Put it in caps if you're talking to me. Hi, Flo. Mama 4. And I missed you last stream, Mama 4. Later when I scrubbed through the chest, Mama 4 was here. I missed her. I did this bat here. And we, made him, a vampire bat, gave him extra fangs and blood. We probably did it on Halloween. And this is partially done. A lot of these I recognize. Like this is in the Alien World too. Okay, so that one was Color Universe. All right, Mythic World. I got 2 Mythic Worlds. This is another duplicate. Okay, so let's see what we got in Mythic World. I haven't gone through these in a little bit. So let's see what we got. Thank you. Sometimes we finish something, Flo. Sometimes we finish something. Oh my gosh, this reminds me of this hag, this witch in the swamp hag. Denise and I were watching yesterday before everybody got here. We were watching a video. I mean, let's see, what's it called? Galleria. Gotham Galleria. It's this guy that's in New York, and he goes up to people on the streets who they're dressed more unusual or hip or cool, and he talks to them about their outfits, where they bought them, what stores, if they have any Instagram accounts. And we were watching a few of those. And there's one woman that's young. Well, she was a younger girl, and she had some kind of a T-shirt or jacket, and on the back it said something, not witch's hag. It might have been witch's hag on the back, embroidered on the back. This just reminded me of this story. And that was on the back of her jacket. And we were looking at all these outfits. And I said, "Oh, Denise, would you wear that? Would you wear this? Blah, blah, blah." And she goes, "I would look like the witch's hag." Before she got old. I mean, after she got old, not before she got old. Anyway, it was funny. I just thought that was, but anyway, some of the outfits were like, Denise goes, "If I put that on and wore it around Atlanta, I'd look like a homeless person." But I got to show you what Samantha made. I have some things here to show you. Anyway, it was really funny. Denise is a hoot. I mean, Denise is so funny. Let's see what else we have here. And this paper is pretty thick in this one. Hi, Raul. I'll say that for Denise. Hi, sister. Kathy Berg. I have to go back and see what you did yesterday, Kathy. Had the family here all day waiting. And if y'all missed it, Samantha made it to London overnight. She left at 5:30ish last night, and made it to London 2 a.m. our time. So are y'all 5 hours ahead? So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock in the morning their time. 2 a.m. here with 7 o'clock in the morning there. So anyway, she made it to London. I think 40 of them went. She got to sit right next to one of the girls that she'd met, talked to, and was excited to sit next to. So she got to sit next to somebody she knew a little bit on the way out over there. So 2 p.m. now. So it's 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2. So 5 hours. You're 5 hours ahead. Yeah. So, yeah, she got 2 a.m. our time. So that would 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 o'clock. She got there 7 a.m. London time. Okay. She made it. She made it. Well, so let me show you this picture here. Denise took this picture as she was, let's see. It was really cute. Look, there she goes, off to live her best life, all 4'9" of her. In the international terminal. So, yeah. Okay, let's see. Geomorphia. I don't think I colored in Geomorphia. Oh, I did a front page here. I did this. I did this in pan pastel. I think this is the only Kerby that I've done anything with pan pastel. It's not finished. It's not shaded, but it's done with, the base is done with pan pastel. And I did start to shade it, but so there's some pan pastel. I know, right? Well, it's not really a vacation. She's got an interview with one of the shops in London. They work while they're going to school. It's a student thing. It's part of her degree. She gets, part of her classes. And so she'll be there, I think 2.5 months, and she's working part-time at a boutique. Well, if she gets that job she wants. She has an interview, I think Friday, So, but they sent her all the information, look forward to meeting her, blah, blah, blah. All right, this is one-sided. This might be a good one to do. I might pick something out of here because it's one-sided and I could use some Copics. Maybe we should do this book. Let's see if I can find something I really want to do, though. It's pretty small. Again, it's hard to show on stream when they're so small. This one's pretty small, but I like that it's one-sided. See, I've already done this one. You saw me do that one. Yeah, I think I did it on stream too. So, but I'll tag it. Maybe we could do it again. Let's see, because it's one-sided. So I'll set that aside. Let's go ahead and finish these. Let's see, what else do we have? Fantomorphia. What do we got done in here? Started that one with, I think I started this with watercolor, neocolor or watercolor. I don't remember. No, it had to be some alcohol markers because it's bleeding through, because this paper is pretty thick too. This one might be good. I could do this because it's one-sided. Maybe do this one. I like this one. So maybe we'll do this cat with some alcohol markers. I love mech. I love mech anything. Here's this tree, and we added some stickles down there, and then I added all the swirls. So, added the smoke coming out of the little thing there. Started doing this bat. This is all in alcohol markers too. All that filigree in the bat. So, I like some of the one side, especially the nice thick ones, because you can use your alcohol markers. You know. I think we started. Did we do this? I'm not sure. Started the peacock. So yeah. All right, maybe we'll stick with this cat. I'll sit it over here. All right, what do we got left? I show a Worlds Within Worlds? I don't think so. This one came out in 2019. Hi, Nana Mo. She will experience in London there for over 20 years. Okay, Nana Mo. And Judy O gave me a list of thrift shops, because, you know, I'm going to show you some things she's made out of rethrifted garments. I'll show y'all here in a minute. And so anyway, she, loves to remake clothes. She's in the fashion, and, that's what she's going into, is fashion. So, here's the one. All right, here's the one. See, I love this. This turned out so good. So it's pencil with Posca. So just to show you what you can do with Posca. See, this is what it starts out with. Just a wash of acrylic paint. Then go over it with pencil. And then I added the white Posca. And it turned out I just really love the way that turned out. If I don't say so myself. Oh my goodness. Here's how I showed how, if you're going to paint the background, you can just do a swatch of color right over it, because you're going to paint the background out. This one I really like too, a dragon's eye. Again, this was a lot of shading each scale and each horn one by one. So this one did take a minute as well, and then colored in the eye there. So that one kind of turned out pretty good. Am I missing anybody? Hi, Cat and Pace. Cat and Pace, I saw you have a new video up too. I haven't seen it yet either. I've been doing family stuff the last bit because, Annie, Dan, and Logan will be here this weekend. Got ready to get Samantha on her plane to London. This one I'm not done with. I want to finish all. You can see where I started doing the scales. There's not really scales on an octopus, but I'm following the pattern there. So this one's a lot to do on that still. This one's in another book. You probably recognize a lot of them in different books. He repurposes his art. So I think that one's on the cover. Yeah, that one's on the cover. What do you mean when you say acrylic wash? You take some acrylic paint. Let's see here. Let's do it in a tan. You take some acrylic paint and depending on how much you're going to, what you're going to do with it. And you water it down. Get a brush here somewhere. Let's get a fluffy brush. There you go. You water down some acrylic paint. You have to water it down, otherwise you're covering up your line art. Now, if you're doing a background, you don't have to water it down. Like I use black a lot in my color book pages. I use a black background and do space and wind and mist and fog and all that with a solid black. But if you tried to use solid black on this, you would just lose all the line art. So you have to water it down. You water down your acrylic paint, and then you just go over it, and you keep the line art. And then you can go in, after this is dry, you have to make sure it's 100% dry. Once it's dry, then you go in with your color pencil and do your shading. And this paper is pretty thick. If you got some of the thin paper, you have to be a little extra careful with your washes because it will buckle. Or if you don't let it dry enough in between layers, it'll go through. But this paper is pretty thick, so it's okay. But you don't want to do a whole bunch of water, or you'll pill your paper and it'll go through. And so you got to, just do it layer by layer. But this is what I mean by the wash. And hang on, we'll do a little demo here. I'm imagining pink on the inside of his ears there and green eyes. Okay, so yeah, he's over here. Hang on. We started this now. I'm not finishing the page, but I'll show you. Okay, let's go down here. And this is doing a wash with acrylic paint. This is craft paint, nothing fancy, just craft paint watered down. But doing this technique, you can do so many things if you put a wash of acrylic paint down that you can't do if you had just been pencil. Okay, now I'm going to dry it so I can get out a pencil. You got to make sure that it's 100% dry before you go in here with pencil, because if you don't, I think that's part of them there. If you don't, you're going to just rip right into your book. It's going to tear. It's going to pill. It's going to, you got to make sure that's dry before you start adding pencil to it. Okay, so hang on now. Get my brush. I did get fresh, clean water this morning, Janet. All right, let me get my heat tool. Hey, Tina. Hi, John. How you doing? We miss our Oak Island, even though there's nothing on that we found on Oak Island. Except a bunch of boulders that could not possibly have been screened in that big bin. Well, it's good to see you. Okay, so now let's see. Do I want my? Well, I'll just grab my Prismacolor. I thought about my Woomers, but we'll just grab this for right now. And this is not all my Prismacolors, but I like using the silverware tray because I can divide them up, even though they're a little out of kilter right now. But, I can divide them up by the greens, the blues, the reds, yellows, browns, neutrals over here. All right, let's see. Let's get a sienna and a dark brown just to show. Okay, here we go. Okay. just to show. Oh, thank you, Leona. Thank you so much. Let me write you down for a thank you. I'm going to try to get all my happy mail out. What day is today? Wednesday, Thursday, probably by Friday, because I'll be getting ready for Annie, Dan, and Logan, who will be here this weekend. So I'm trying to get everything caught up now that we got Samantha in London. All right. Thank you, Leona. I appreciate that. I know, right, Kat? Thank you. So I appreciate that. Hi, Sue. Anybody? You forgot it was Wednesday. Hi, Devin. Yes, we're doing a little coloring because I didn't know what else to do today because, getting Samantha off to London and Annie, Dan, and Logan coming in this weekend. So, yeah. All right, it's not quite as if it's cold to the touch, it's not dry. So let's dry it a little more. Okay, so I do want it to have some nice green eyes. So let me just go ahead and put I'm going to go ahead and put a little green in the eyes. I'll zoom in a little too. Let's zoom in. Let's see here. Okay, now I'm going to add just a little bit of shading. Let's shade. And then we'll get a little darker green and shade a little more. I love doing the eyes. And everybody goes, oh, do the eyes, do the eyes. People don't like to see blank staring eyes. Okay, so we'll do the eyes. And usually in line art, on the line art in color books, it's not black. Sometimes it is. Sometimes it's even lighter than light. But if you want anything really black, you're going to have to take, and I'll hold it up when I get it here. You're going to have to, and I use a Sharpie pen. Sharpie pen's not going to bleed through. Sharpie markers will bleed through, not a Sharpie pen. And so I'll go in here and like the pupils or anything like the eye, if I want eyelashes or anything darker or anything like that, I'll put that. And then I'll take a Posca. Where's my little? Here we go. And I'll add some highlights. I'll add a brighter highlight. Sometimes I'll add a little extra highlight. So let me get a little bit of eyes done there. All right, so now I'm going to take my dark brown, and is it sienna? I think it's sienna. Terracotta, good enough. And I'm going to do a little bit of shading. Let's see. Let me see if I can zoom in. I can't show the books when we're this close, but I can zoom in while we're working on it. Okay, there we go. Good information on markers for, yes, tell him. All right, so I'm going to, did you get your happy mail? Tell him. Did you go to the post office and get your happy mail? Let's see who else is coming. I saw Barbara and Tina. Hi, Annette. Who else? Said hi to Devin, who streams. Devin streams at 3 Eastern. So I'm just going to start with around the eyes here. And then do a little more. And one of the nice things about color books is, they usually have some grayscale or some shading already started for you. So you can kind of figure out where to do shading if you're not used to shading. I do portraits, so, I'm used to shading. But if you don't know where to shade, there's a lot of line art already done for you by the artist. So you can, follow it. So I'm going to put a little bit of dark brown. Okay, good. All right, thanks. I'm glad you like it. All right, so we're going to put a little shading here. And then I'm going to take my terracotta. And I'll do the, well, I might have it under my, where I keep my scratch paper. The sample I always show of why it's some of the benefits of doing a wash of acrylic paint. He doesn't have very big fangs. We need to give him some fangs here. And I didn't go up in the top of his head either, but that's okay. Okay, so let's give him some fangs maybe. And this is the kind of thing, these kind of details like this, you don't really want to do till you're completely done, because then you have to try to color around these kind of details. Okay, let's give him a little highlight on his nose. And then let's give him some whiskers. So you don't want to put these big whiskers over here where you're going to still have to finish coloring. But y'all know I do it for y'all. Okay, so there you go. You kind of get an idea. Let's see. You could put a little bit of pink in his ears here, and of course we'd shade them even more. But did I smear his fangs? I think I did. Smeared his little fang. I know, right? Okay, so now, but let me show you if I have it under here. Let me lift up my paper here and see. Do I have one under here? I don't think I do, but we'll make one real quick because this is one of the important things. This is one of the important things with the acrylic paint. That is one of the best tricks with acrylic paint. Okay, let me back out again because I want to finish showing the books. So, okay, all right, I think that's good. All right. If you take black acrylic paint, let me just do a little. Ooh, that's crusty. All right. I'm going to just put a little dollop. Let me get a baby wipe. Try to keep my hands clean for a minute. All right, so I'm going to smear that black paint, okay? There we go. It's black paint. Now, if I take a black pencil, black color pencil, and do the same thing. Let's just imagine you're coloring in your book and you want a dark, dark black. Okay, and this is just Prismacolor. All right, now I got to dry that, so hang on. You could use it with a stamped image if you use something waterproof, like archival ink or StazOn. You can't do it on just like Distress ink or anything that's not waterproof, because when you go to put water on top of a non-waterproof, a resoluble something, it's just going to smear. Okay, I think that's dry. So now you can take a white pencil, because I have one right here. Go back over here. Okay, so here is your pencil, right? Your black color pencil. I'm going to hard press. Look. Hard pressure. Now, if you ever do any kind of use a white on top of any color, you always want to make sure you clean that tip off. Look at that. If I went right now into somebody's doing a face, see how that the black on the white, that'll rub off on something. So you want to make sure you clean or resharpen your pencil to get any excess off. All right, so there it is. Hard pressure, white pencil on top of black pencil. Here's black acrylic paint. I'll first lightly, look, I'm going to hold it way back here. Look. That's with just light pressure. If I hard pressure, I can almost get this back to total white. Now, I picked up a piece of black paint that's not dry. I didn't get, there's a little spot there that wasn't dry. You got to make sure it's dry, but you get the point there. Look, this is what on top of acrylic paint. This is on top of pencil. So there you go. I try to keep these so I don't have to do it again every time, but that's okay. All right, so there we go. So this is why you do the acrylic wash, and then you can just go. For one thing, it's faster. You know, it's a lot faster to do a wash and then go back over it with pencil because you've already got a base down. If you had to do all this with pencil and then put another layer of pencil and another layer of pencil, it's going to start waxing up real quick. Okay. Whereas if you have an acrylic wash down, you can do lots of layers. All right, let's keep going. Here's another one where we did a sample. This background, this was done with black. This is black acrylic paint. And then you see how I can go in here with pencil and do like a nebula here? It's because of the black acrylic paint that I can do that with pencil. You cannot do this on top of black pencil. Yeah, this is just Prismacolor Premier. But nothing beats a white. Of all the things, if you have any kind of pencils, whatever kind of pencils you have, you need a white Prismacolor. And so nothing beats a white Prismacolor. Even Holbees, Polys, Lumies, nothing beats a white Prismacolor. All right, let's see. Let's see what else do we have in here. Okay, did this one, and then I added silver gel pen to do all the wires with the silver gel pen. So this one, I'm going to get some of my water. Well, you don't have to give it a try now, but at least write it down. See, that's why we have Society of Idea Collector notebooks. We write the ideas down so we don't forget them. Okay. I really like this crab here. Sloth. This is a good book. Leaves Melting Green. Okay. So I was going to do, I wrote a note. I was going to have this, instead of have these be flames, have them be leaves. And then this is melting green. I really like that idea. I need to put that note out there so I can do that one. This would be a good one. I really like my idea. Thanks, Devin. So, this is one of my favorites as well. I love this double page spread. This was my mom's favorite page I ever colored. Were these Converse high tops and the leaves. So I really like this one too. I did this one early on. I really like that. And the white clouds, they're done with taking a baby wipe, picking up some white paint, just straight white paint, mashing it into your hand. Well, you're really mashing it into the baby wipe, but you're mashing the paint into the baby wipe. So it's subtle. And then you do the little clouds, and you could go right over the whole thing and make it misty, but you have to be brave to do that. Because once you mist over the top of your coloring, there's no going back. It's there. Thanks, Missy. Hi, me. Did I say hi to Brenda A? Yeah. So, and then there's the hidden things. All right, so there's that. Let's see, Fragile World. Let's see, Kaleidomorphia. This is the page already pre-colored. Let's see, did I do anything in this one? Not sure. Don't know if I've got, because I think this one has I think, yeah, see, this is duplicate. This, the camel, this one, see, I've colored that. This is a duplicate. Or some of the pages are duplicates, or they're recompiled, I should say. They're recompiled out of different books into one book. I think that's why it's a kaleidoscope of. See, like there's my Yeti page. So I did a lot of these already. Here, look, there's that one. I showed that one a minute ago that we did. Again, with the mist going across. Thanks, Debbie. I think we're going to do that cat. Yeah, see, I already showed this one. Okay, I showed this book. All right, so then we got Fragile World and Alien World. All right, let's see what we got in Fragile World. Try to stay in frame here. Did these leaf frogs. All the miss. Oh, yeah, yeah, Brenda. Of course, you know I love me some lemurs. I did this guy in another book. No, I don't know. We somehow missed it. Maybe I cut it out. No, you know where I did this one? I bought the 12 by 12 Kerby calendar. So he's been cut out. He's in the, loose pages. But I colored that one in the Kerby calendar. Which I didn't bring in here. So you'll see lots of duplicates. And I did these pandas with all the bamboo. And you saw where I did this one in another book. The bat. So me and View's still here. We know how many duplicates there are, right, View? There's a lot of duplicates. View says a lot. She goes, we already did this page. I can hear her in my head. I already did this page in another book. So yeah, here we did this rhino. This one was still, I have not finished, but this is here. Here's another sample of, here's the wash on the axolotls. Here's just a wash. Okay. And then here's where I started to color it in. So you see the pencil on top. You see the difference? But you have a base to work on. You have a base to work on. Cassie Kerr so iconic. His first book came out at the beginning of coloring craze around 2015. Still play. Yeah. Yeah. One of the books I showed, I think it was before you got in here, Kat, was my first one, 2015. So I think I pretty much have all of them. I might have, maybe don't have one. And I think it was because it was a compilation of all his other books. And I said, I don't need another compilation. So I think I might be missing one of his books. And of course, a couple of these I have duplicates of. I have one of Mom's. I want to do these Panta, what are these called? Panta something. Panta something. I've drawn these guys. I've drawn these Panta something. Somebody tell me what this is. It's driving me crazy. Pangea. No, not Pangea. That's the continent. Pangolin. Thank you, Raul. Pangolin. I'm probably pronouncing it wrong, but yeah. It's a cross between a Pangea and a Pantas. That would be kind of a good collage, though. Do the continents and do Pangea, but do the Pangolian as the continent. Oh, wait a minute, we don't want to forget. Let's do collage those. I'm not sure if there's an A in there, but I understand what it is. The animal name is listed in Kirby's. Oh, that's right. Are they all though? Are they all listed? This one it is. I don't know that they're all listed because some of them have the answers to the, searches. So let's see. How far back do I need to go? But you're right. Thank you for that reminder. Oh. Which pandas? Oh, I know it's in here somewhere. There's the rhino, axolotls. I don't know if they're in order. Well, maybe. Let's keep going. There it is. The Chinese pangolins, critically endangered. So, yeah. Thanks for that reminder about his animals being listed in the back, especially when they have an endangered book, Okay, so there is Fragile World. I'm going to move all these off my thing. And now this is the one that I thought I would love, Alien Worlds. I think I did 1 or 2 things out of here, but I don't. I think I did the very back page too. I did this. The gold, what do you call it? Gold, the micron, this gold. Gold mica, Kuretake gold mica. So, but did I love it? No, I just really didn't love it. And I don't know why, because, I love me some weird outer space stuff. I love me some weird outer space stuff, but I don't know what it is. Maybe it was a lot of insectoid looking stuff that I just, wasn't loving. I wasn't loving all the insectoids, like a tick, or something. I don't know. And I know he did that on purpose, right? He wanted that vibe. But I just didn't, I don't know. I think I did one in here somewhere. And maybe it's so small. The detail in here is, no, that's the one I did not get, Debbie. I did not care for the dark fairy tale. I saw the flip throughs of it, and I think View has colored in it, and some other people I know colored in it. I didn't care for it. I just didn't care for the dark fairy tale. I love, let me say this. I love science fiction. I love space and hard science fiction. The fantasy and the dark and the goth, it's like not up on my top of my list. It's just not on the top of my list. And I'm not buying it just to say I have all of Kirby's books, because I just don't. I don't care if I have them all if I don't want it. But anyway, yeah, that's one I do not have, Deb. Thank you for that reminder. But look, see, I don't know. It's, I would color it, but it's just not my favorite. If I'm going to color something, I want to love the page I'm coloring. And I have no urge or compulsion to finish a book. I do not care about finishing a book. I just color what I like. I color what I like and what I want to color. I will probably never finish a book. See, I think I did this on, maybe it was out of the calendar. See, I have the 12 by 12 calendar with different things out of this calendar, but I don't remember. I know I colored some. Oh man, I'm getting to it. Here we go. So here we go. So it's probably got a wash on here of a couple of shades of color. Then the background here, this is black acrylic paint again, with pencil, so you can do the nebulization with pencil. All right, who's texting me? That's just the group. Oh wait, Denise. Okay, she's just texting me. Okay, it's just something with nothing public. So anyway, I really I really like this, but you know, I saw what she posted. I did see cat and paste, though. I think it was a witch one on IG. Let me go over here to IG. Let's see if IG will be nice to me. I think it was the witch. All right, I gotta step out in the hall. It's not loading. Okay, was it this one or the puppet? Yeah, only loading one at a time. Okay, here we go. Here, yeah, this is one of Cat and Paste. See, it's awesome. She colored it awesome. Right? So if y'all don't follow Cat and Paste underscore, and yeah, she does some awesome, you know, nothing wrong with how she colored them for sure. Oh, here's another one. It just doesn't interest me to color them. But Cat and Paste is rocking them. Okay, answering Denise. So a lot of bug stuff, you know, which I don't mind bugs, but anyway. All right, so let me move all my books off the table, and I'll show you what I got here that Samantha made. I have them sitting up here. I'm going to put them in a bag as soon as I show them. So she makes these and sells them. I think she took one of my. I told her, I said, take two of them to London. So I think she took two of the real pretty lacy ones to London. Let me look through here. Oh, she kept one here. So she makes these. Now you have to, let me draw y'all a picture so you can see how you can wear them. You can wear them as corsets, but how she is selling them and promoting them is, here's a body. Here we go. Okay, here's body. Is they're like side belts, okay? So you have to kind of, you'll see when I show you one. Okay. So you wear it like this, or you can wear it as a corset. But look at these. Look at these beauties. And it's all recycled fabrics. So this, you wear this on your hip like that. Of course, you got to be skinny as a rail, I think. But you know, this is for young people. I'm not wearing this out. I'm not wearing this to my grocery store or the Walmarts. Although I could probably get away with that. But anyway, so you wear it like, you know, you wear it like this. And then there's a little lace, a little bow. She sews them, but here's another one. Now this one is this way. Oh no, it goes this way around your waist. And then you have, you know, you can wear it how you want, but there's just all different versions of it. It's all recycled. This is all recycled stuff. Okay. Oh, here's one of the ones I really love. Get this one with the black satin. And aren't they pretty? Then here's one that's green. You could like wear this if you were wearing skinny jeans. And this goes on your hip, right? But you could also use it as just a regular. You could put this in the front or the back or however, you know. Tina, Denise was going to try to find me the pictures. Oh, and she has a zipper on the back of this one. Here we go. So, yeah, she sells these on Depop. Okay, here's another one, and it's again all recycled stuff. Like this probably came off a pair of pants, you know. Aren't they cool looking? And then the long satin. Here's one that's black and white. The lace and the satin. Here's one she made out of, I think, an old pair of pants. Aren't they cute? You wear it like a belt, Angie. You wear it like a belt. Yeah. You wear them over your like a silk shirt with skinny jeans or leggings. Okay. This one has a little thing there, and then she's got the crink seam binding on this one. Again, repurposed fabric. And she has eyelets on them all. They all have eyelets. You know, punched eyelets. Right, Tina? Okay. And then there's a polka dot one. Pink lace. Woven, the ribbon woven into the lace, and a pink ribbon there. The little pink right there. Here's another one. Here's her label, by the way. Handmade. Kind of a canvas type fabric. Couple more. This one's a bigger one. And the last one here is this maroon one with the little belt loop thing and a little keychain thing to hang, whatever you want to hang. It's got a little couple pieces of. So yeah. So she makes these, sells them on Depop. Now I got to put them, let me see, I got a blick bag here to keep them in so they stay crink. So they stay clean. Arlene gardening with one of them. Arlene, let's face it, it's a young person style. I mean, I'm just gonna, I don't care if I was as skinny as Janet, I would not wear one. But they're very cool and chic and hip for her age, Okay, so there we go. I wanted to show y'all those. All right. Now let me come back over here to the page that we were going to color. Move this over here. All right. Let's see. What are they called? I don't know what she calls them. Corset belts, or I'm not sure. I'm not sure her title. Let's see. Denise might know what she calls them, but I don't know what she calls them. She's always busy, Devin. Plus doing fashion shows for the college and designing clothes. She's even been the model in her own clothes sometimes. She's on the dean's list, 4.0. Yeah, I mean, she's got a job lined up in London when she's already there now. And when she gets back, she'll be interning at the museum in the fashion history part of the museum. I'm not sure exactly what division it's under, but so she's a go-getter. She's a go-getter for sure. Yeah, kind of like that, Tina. Yeah. So, okay, so let's go ahead and see about coloring this. I got Some paints over here. We'll start with that. I have not planned any of this out. Let's make sure there's no wet paint on the back here. Not planned any of this out, so we will see what we'll do. Because this, like I said, I came on this morning not knowing what I was going to do today. Because I've been so busy with getting Samantha out, off to London, and Annie, Dan, and Logan are coming in this weekend. So again, a reminder, I will not be here on Monday. Let me take a bite of my banana while I'm thinking of colors. Yes, Brenda, exactly. I don't know. I don't know what she put them on Depop as. Sells them for $50 though. So, you know. All right, let's see. Got my water. What color do I want him to be? What, maybe a pink, a purple, a green cat. It's a steampunk. We can do him anything we want. Let's put some copper and gold and silver down on some of the mechanics. Hang on. Let's get some silver, some gold, and some copper, maybe. Here's some copper. All right. Maybe we'll get a green metallic for his eye. Only one eye. Well, he's got that. So we'll do those. Now I got to decide what color I want the cat to be. Do I want him purple? Well, we'll start with the base. We'll start with the base of Perfect Periwinkle. Perfect Periwinkle. We'll do a base with that, and then we're going to do some of the mech. Okay. All right. So we'll do a little bit of this, a little bit of water, and I don't know what. One of the nice things about doing something like this, and he's got this hat, so we'll figure out that too, is like, let's say I want to do the background black. All right, so if I want to do the background black, I don't have to worry about going out of lines on any of this because I'm going to paint right over it. You know what I mean? So when I paint any of this out, I don't have to be real careful and get in there and try to, color real tight because I'm going to paint the background black. At the end of the day, it will be covered up. Okay. I don't know, Brenda. I'd have to ask Denise. I don't know. I'd have to ask Denise. And she probably just put them up, like maybe on the plane. this batch. Okay, let's see. I guess I could have asked Denise beforehand, but I didn't. All right, let's see. Let's get those two brushes and a smaller one. Like I said, guys, I was happy just to be able to get here this morning. Oh, let's see. I need a smaller brush. This one maybe. Yeah, we'll try these three. Okay, so let's do sort of a mid. Let's water that down. Let's get his little fur in there. I can zoom in another click. That looks pretty good. All right, so let's see what we can do here. So I am just going to base him in. And again, like there's this little hair sticking out right there. I don't have to worry about going out of lines because if I'm painting the background black, it's going to be covered up. You just have to remember to let everything dry before you go in there with pencil. If you have any questions, put it in caps. I think you should stream for 15 minutes on Monday so we can meet in person. We'll be at the lake. We're going to be at the lake, CB. If they were here, I would, but we're not going to be here on Monday morning. So, All right, let's see, right in there. Don't get too dry. And it dries, acrylic paint dries kind of quick, so you want to keep it. Again, I'm not trying to be careful down here in the fur because I'm going to cover it up with black background. So anybody else, anybody else doing or reading or working on? Debbie, I hope you get back to the book now. Get back to our book. I think she's got the next one coming out in October, I think. I can't wait. Right? All right, let's see. Did I get all the fur? A little bit right there. All right, that's a good start. I have to decide on the color of the hat. Do I just want it gray? So that I don't want it black because the background's going to be black. So maybe just a felt gray hat. Do you find acrylic washes gives a better tooth for pencils and watercolor base? It just has a little bit more tooth to it than watercolor, but watercolor does pretty much the same thing. Except I would say the black acrylic background. If you do a solid color, if you want a solid color, you want acrylic, not watercolor. Like, I'm going to do a solid black background with acrylic. I wouldn't want to try to do that with watercolor. But if you're watering it down like this, the watercolor will be fine. Okay. All right, let's see. Let me see about a nice kind of a gray. What color is this? It might be a little too. It's got a little bit of blue tint to it, but let's see. Kind of a slate gray. Excuse the paint toots. The paint toots. Uh-oh, I had brown on there. I mean the brown. Let's see. Let me kind of soak up some of that brown from that sample we did a minute ago. There we go. There we go. All righty. Thank you, Kat. Let's see how dark that is. That's still a little not watered down enough. If you start coloring or painting and you can't see the line art, it's not watered down enough. You want to be able to see the line art. So that's still. And some colors are more translucent than others. That's better. Whoops, there we go. So let me see if y'all put anything in caps. Sue's been playing in a journal. I won in the journal. Oh, okay, Sue. I'm still reading that double set of archaeological. No, I mean not archaeological. Antique. Sorry, I got another book on my mind. Antique murder mysteries. But I've been reading some nonfiction that I'm really hooked into right now. So my mysteries are kind of taking a back seat. Tina post. Oh, you post a pic. All right, let me see. Let me go look, Tina. I'd have to step out in the hall just a minute. Instagram, Tina. Oh, okay. So this is Out of the Magical Woodland, like the book that she got me, which I have not finished that page yet. But look, here we go. There's Tina. Catacomic 64 is Tina. That's awesome, Tina. Oh, and a cute little bunny. It's a little, I guess, yeah, it's a little bunny. I'm looking at its ears. Isn't that awesome, guys? Does she say what she used? She used the polychromos. She used the Faber-Castell polychromos. I just call them polys. Okay, bye, Arlene. Thank you. Thanks for stopping in. That's awesome, Tina. So y'all go follow Tina, Catacomic 64, and Cat and Paste also. Follow both of them if y'all are into coloring books. I'm telling you. All right, let's see here. Let's get some more. Open here. Can y'all see okay? And you do have to kind of keep adding water if it starts drying up. This is like a metal plate thing right there, which that should be copper or whatever color right there. So I'll have to go over that. It's kind of like a metal plate on the hat for a hat band. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, thanks, Devin. All right, let's see. Now, let me get another thing, another lid, coffee lid. Make sure you shake up your paint. Sometimes if you forget, if you pull out a whole bunch of colors and you start and you forget to shake them up, you can get some of the oils have separated, especially if you haven't used it in a while. So you want to make sure you shake up your paints really well. Okay. All right, now let's see what I want to do first. I think I'll have, let me get a smaller brush. Gotta water these down. Try to just have a little edge here. The water won't mix until you start mixing it. So there's just water sitting there. So I can just kind of go off to the side here. I'm not using very much. Okay, so I think I'm going to have these be copper pipes. And you'll be able to see when you tilt it any glittery, the glaze. But also I might get out some stickles or something. We'll see. You have to do that at the very end because you got to set it aside and let it dry. Okay, so and again, I'm going to shade all this. This is just the base. We're going to shade with pencil. A hip cincher. Oh, thank you, Raul. Let me write that down. See, Raul's in the know. Hip cincher. Thank you. I don't know if that's what she named it, but that's good to know, Raul. Thank you. So I'm just putting a base down, and then we'll go back in with pencils. I will hit it with the heat tool, make sure everything's dry before I go in there with pencil. You don't want to go in with pencil on wet paper. You do it once and you'll never do it again, unless it's really by accident. All right, let's go up here. Oh, hope you've been feeling all right. I know you've been dealing with your health issues and all, and hopefully you're okay. I've seen you say so. All right. Now, do I want this to be copper? I think I do. I think I want that to be a copper plate right there. So let's go back over where I accidentally put gray. Anyway, so Denise and I were watching that Gotham. It's called Gotham Galleria YouTube channel. No, don't go watch it now, but just make a note of it. And the guy that whose channel it is does all these interviews on the New York streets of New York and shops. He stops in and talks to shops. There's one shop, and they're so tiny. Like this one shop, I think it's the two newest videos that he has on there. The shop is called Fine and Dandy, and it's two guys that each have like half a shop, and one is got like a lot of retro like t-shirts and old stuff, and the other side is all dandy. It's like bow ties, and his shop is really cool, really cool. So anyway, yeah, y'all have to go watch him if you're interested in fashion. And the interviews on the streets, and he just stops people that are just wearing unusual things. Doesn't matter their age, their color, nothing. He just stops people on the streets if they're wearing something unusual, stuff that Denise said, I would look like a homeless person if I was wearing that. Because it is a lot of mix and match stuff that you wouldn't, you have to know that you're really doing that on purpose. But I bet Raul would like that channel. I'm just doing little bits at a time here, so it kind of looks kind of, I don't want to overdo the thickness of the paint. And I want to get it done, but I don't want to have to rush on every single thing I do, which, we usually do rush so we can get stuff done. I'll hold this up here in a minute. Need a little bit more water. I just keep a little spray bottle handy when I'm doing this kind of thing. Okay. So you can see it's a little coppery. Again, this is just the base. This is the wash. Yes, I know. The dandy style, yes. Okay. I didn't see the Met Gala, but yeah. It was the street, people on the streets of New York. Okay, let's see. Let's do a little copper right in there. All right, I'll stop on the. Oh no, I got to do this one more. Got this one more pipe here. I love doing mechs, mechanicals. Okay. Just kind of looking it over. I think I'll have this inside here be copper. Some of those filigree areas I think would be good silver. There's another little pipe area right here. And those wings would be good silver. Okay. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Everybody seemed to enjoy the art supply haul and book haul on Monday. Thanks for being here for that. I want that to be silver. And I think I'll do something nice and bright with that feather. Maybe we'll do the feather. Maybe we'll do the feather a bright pink. Just put a dot of pink here. Again, remember, this is just the base. Oops. Clean that up before Janet yells at me. Do his eyes next. Okay. We'll go back with some lime green to make them nice and bright. And we'll do his little nose pink. Oops, got a little brown in there. Okay. All right. Next, let's go over to some of the silver. Is my chat moving still? Are we froze or something? Or is everybody just in chill mode? It's so chill. And some of this, like I said, I can go in here with my gold Kuretake mica or a silver stickles or something shinier than just metallic paint. You got to remember now, you want to keep your metallic paints thin because it's hard to go over metallic paint with pencil. This is probably watered down enough that it'll be okay, but it's very hard to go over metallic, not satin, real thick metallic. Like I could not pencil over this. Okay. So you got to remember that when you're doing anything metallic. Keep it thin. Oh, let's see. I don't want that to be said. This is what I want, silver. Or any kind of gloss. Gloss is the worst to try to go over. And also, this is another reason I use craft paint. I use the Deco Art. You can use whatever kind you want, but I like the Deco Art Americana. It's matte. It's matte. Now you can get, like here's a metallic. You can also get gloss and satin and other things. But one of the nice things about craft paint is it's so matte. Whereas if you use heavy-bodied, let me just grab a tube here. If you use heavy-bodied paint, a lot of times they have, it's artist grade paints. They have, other fillers in them that make it will make a resistance to pencil. You colored this way back in 2020. Okay, Nanamo. Oh my gosh. I know. Somebody asked for Kerby books. So I pulled them out today. I showed them all earlier. If y'all missed them, I flipped through all of them. All right, so let's see. I don't need to do every little nut and bolt right now because I really want to get into some pencil shading here. We can always go back in here on any of this stuff. Plus, I will want to paint the background. Let's just do a little bit here, though. There. And if you want to do any kind of rusted metals, you could do verdigris and teals and like rusty looking. But, you know, this guy probably wouldn't have any rusty things on him. Oh, there's another little tube up there I need to do in copper. Right up there. Okay, all right. You're in a class for all along. All right, let's see here. Let's get a little bit more silver in here. Just kind of put in a little bit of a shimmer, but it's very thin, very watered down. You can't, don't get this thick, people. Don't get this thick or you won't be able to do anything on top of it. It's very watered down. All right. And you could also go in here with your, I'll try it. We can try it. Jelly roll glitter pens. We can try some of those too. You get all those little filigree areas. This one. The jelly roll pins that I bought here a while back because they're just so pretty in the package. I had to have them. Y'all know which ones I'm talking about. And everybody, all the coloring girls, well, I know there's guys too, but you know, all the coloring people said that these are the best ones that they found for glitter pens. They're the AEN, AEN art glitter pens, and look at all those colors. Well, we'll use some of these on the metallics. How about that? All right. I think I got enough done for right this minute as far as the base goes. So let's move this out of the way and let's go ahead and dry this. Put a little pencil and then we'll use some of the glitter gel pens. You love those gel pens, Laverne? Everybody, I've not heard anybody say negative about those gel pens. I think it's pretty good. You know, it took me a minute to do all the other stuff, so that's kind of dry. I'll do the black when I just get tired of penciling, and then we'll do the black background. So I will need to get a piece of wax. Do you have some wax paper under here, or did I put it away? I have to find some wax paper from Monday's stream. All right, so let's go ahead and get a couple of pencils. Let's go ahead and do his eyes. Do I need to zoom in? If I zoom in, I just have to keep remembering to move around. Do you know what I mean? I have to keep remembering to move around because it won't all fit in screen. Needs a little bit of color. It looks a little, not quite enough color. There we go. That looks, I'm looking at this and looking at the screen to compare, to try to get it as close to the true color. Okay. And see, I put down metallic green for these eyes. I didn't really need to because I'm covering up the whole eye. you know, with pencil. Just put a little bit in here. I'll put a highlight in there. All right, so let's get a lime green, chartreuse. And then I'm going to take my black Sharpie. You could do a pencil too, but black Sharpie's a nice black and it's very small. You can get in those little details like around the eye, inside the nostril, you know, little tiny areas with the pen. Okay. Need a little bit more regular green here. I'm sure I'd want an extra highlight on that because that's not really his eye. It's kind of like he's, you know, it's a mech eye. So I kind of want this like line right here, like it's a shimmer going right across, you know, like a highlight, like that's glass, like that's a piece of glass in there. Hi, Christine. Yeah, they're $29 for the 100 pack, Devin. Okay, it's been a few months since I bought them, maybe a year, so I didn't really remember. We'll get to them in a minute. I want to do a little bit more pencil. Get my cap fell under the desk here. Okay. All right, let's get some purples. What purples do I want? All right, let's go with this dark one. This one is raisin, black cherry. And we'll go with the raisin and this one and the. Let's just go with 3. I try to do as much as I can with a minimal amount of pencils. I know that sounds like, what? You don't want to use lots and lots of colors. I do that with portraits. When I'm doing portraits, I use lots of colors, but when I'm doing, you know, color booking, let's try to use as few colors as we can because it makes it interesting. All right, let's see. Do I have a lighter purple though? Or do I want this one? All right, we'll need a white and a black. I do like high contrast in my coloring. Don't anybody tell you you can't use black. That's indigo blue though. Oh, you should never use black. Baloney. Use black if you want. Oh, that was Canadian price. Okay, I don't know how much. Yeah, like I said, I haven't used them. Okay, now I got some. Hang on, let me clean out my pencil sharpener. I don't remember what it was when I bought them, Kat. So probably less because that's a Canadian price. Okay. All righty. All right, so let's see. Let's start with, I'm just going to start just like I would if I was just sitting here by myself. I'm going to find some of the darks. Not including the background. The background is going to be painted black. I am going to need a gray because of the hat. I might need a couple of grays to shade the hat. Maybe a blue gray. Don't want a slate gray. Might be too blue. Well, maybe not. We'll see. Okay, the 100 pack of. All right, let me click on Cat there. All right, so she found they're $20 US. So Devin was finding them in Canada for 29. So they're not. I knew they weren't much. They weren't much. Now, how long will they last? I don't know. I have no idea how long they're going to last. You know what I mean? So, and this is kind of scribbly like to make it look felty. So that's kind of nice because you know I love me some scribbles. I like to scribble sketch. So to have this kind of scribbly is kind of nice. So I'm going over the watered down acrylic paint. We have a base to work on. See the difference just that little bit makes? Because line art in color books is very rarely really black. So if you want a nice contrast, don't rely on the color book to give you that contrast. Don't rely on the artist black lines, like in the eyes, like I said. Don't rely on that, their line art to be black enough if you want a really nice contrast. I will change the title of the video to a color book, coloring in Kerby or something like that. Because when I put the title in, you have to put a title in when you come online. I didn't know what I was going to do. So I just put coffee and art in the morning. If you see coffee and art in the morning in the title, you know Dee Dee doesn't know what she's going to do today. Oh, all right. Let's go in here now with some of the slate blue. There'll be some little bit of highlight. There's not a lot of highlight in felt. You know, a felt hat's not going to be very highlighted. But if you want to highlight anything, you can always use your white Posca, highlight it, let it dry, and go over it with whatever color you want it to be, just in a lighter shade or lighter form. I'll show you some of that too. But and I've said this before when you know I was doing more coloring. I'm not doing, you know, I'm doing more collage these days. But I would do, and I got hundreds of color book pages, guys, and samples and what to, you know, how to do different techniques and stuff. But you know, I'd have people tell me I use the exact same colors as you, and it didn't look the same. What did I do wrong? It's almost 99% of the time they didn't give enough contrast. They were too gentle, too light, and afraid to go too dark. And that's almost always the case when I see people coloring and they go, I just don't like it. I use the exact same colors as you did and it didn't look the same. It's because I didn't do enough highlights and enough shading. You got to have a high contrast if you really want it to look bold, if you will. Okay. Otherwise, it'll just look like this right here. Most people that don't like their coloring, they get this far with their shade, you know, even in pencil. They get this far with their pencil. And they stop at that. And it's just like faded out, like it's just not dramatic. So if you want drama, if you want some drama on your pages, you got to get in there with the dark darks and the light lights. All right, so now let me get a little bit of the purple here. All right, see the difference just at that in the ears? And there's going to be highlights on top of this. Let's see. Copy. Yes. I know, because that's what my channel used to be called, Coffee and Art in the Morning. But then, well, I think it might still be in some places, but it's not. I drink mostly lemon water now in the morning. I think Blade, artistic biker, I think he's calling his coffee and sketching in the morning. If y'all don't follow artistic biker Blade, I've been knowing him for probably at least 15 years. All right, so there's that start. Let's do a little. Now, in this case, instead of using white Posca to bring out a little bit of highlight, I'm going to use white pencil because I don't really want it stark. This is supposed to be a felt hat. So I'm just going to try to do a little bit of lightening with pencil rather than real stark, nice, bright white like I'll do on his fur. Because this is like a felt hat. So let's keep it kind of dull, if you will, or matte, not very, we want it to look like felt, not satin. Well, that's my goal anyway. Okay, a little bit more blue in there. Blue's a good a shadow for black. Well, it could be a highlight too, especially like if you're doing a black lab dog. Blue is a good highlight color, sheen color, if you will. Okay, so now I'm going to just kind of, on top of all this, I want to do scribbly to make it look felty. Don't know if you'll be able to notice it on camera, but I can see it here. Kind of went a little, so I can fix it like this. Now remember, the background's going to be black, so I do want to be able to see I do want a line there. I don't want to cover up this line because the background's going to be black. I know that's where it flips over, but I just don't like the way that looks. That one looks okay. All right, just a little bit more. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Remember, I know I keep saying it because I don't want y'all to be here Monday thinking I'm not going to be here Monday. I'm going to be hanging out with Annie, Dan, and Logan. I hope I'll have some pictures or something on Wednesday. Okay, so before I maybe I will do a little bit more of the fur. Let me sharpen again. And you want to keep your pencil sharp. That's always a good tip. All right, so I'm going to get in here and get some of the I do try to reserve the blackest blacks for the darkest shadows. Or like the pupils or the nostrils or somewhere where it's really, really dark. like right back in here behind all the fur. It's going to be really dark back in there. Or the mechs are like right in here, where it's really going to be black. You want to reserve those darkest blacks for the darkest shadow areas. And I'm just telling you what I do. You can do what you want, of course. If you got somebody else that's telling you to do something different and you like the way that looks, and do it that way. I'm just telling you what I do. And I do want his little whisker holes. I know there's a name for that. Raul, what are those whisker holes called? Raul seems to be on top of the wordy today. The little where the whiskers grow, which I will make ginormous whiskers after I get everything done. Let's see. Hi, Judy. Oh, Judy, I did give Samantha your list of thrift shops in London. She made it there 2:00 in the morning, our time. She looks so tiny walking away. Oh, 4'9" of her. 4'8". I forget. Denise said she's either 4'9" or 4'8". She's tiny. She weighs 95 pounds. Okay, so I got that there. Let's get in between these little gears. I hope y'all can see. Am I close enough? Let me see what happens if I zoom in one more. Let's just see what happens. There we go. And she goes, thanks. Like, I messaged it to her, so she had it in her phone. I need some dark brown for that. Whisker pads. Okay, whisker pads. Well, I knew that area would be a whisker pad, but are the little holes called anything? The holes in the whisker pad. And thanks everybody for being here. Hope you're getting some ideas, even if you're not a color book person. If you do any kind of coloring with pencils or markers, or do any kind of shading or any of it, this is, good tips, I think. All right, now let me go ahead and do the little ears there so you can see. Well, I'm not running out of time yet, but I don't want to miss showing you because I'll let this dry. So what I do is on the tips of the little hairs, especially if it goes over the hat like this. Okay, you can leave some of them white, But you're going to probably go, as soon as this dries, I'll go over it with the lavender. And so they won't necessarily be bright white, but they'll be brighter than just a white pencil. You can do them very light and airy. And you do the whole cat like this. All the cat's going to be done like this with the little fur like this. And make them go different ways if there's, you don't have to have them all. They can be a little, fluffy out a different way. Okay. Let's see, who else am I missing? Jackie said hi to Judy. Judy said, oh, she's talking about donuts. All right, so now I'm going to go back in with, let's put the brown down for a minute. Dark. Let's go back in with, I want this, I'm not sure I want this purple. This might be too red purple when I really want this. I want this purple, I think. Well, let's see. I don't want the red purple. I want like purple. This purple as opposed to the red purple. The red, black grape. I'm going to go with violet. Violet and Parma violet. Okay, let's continue on down here. Remember, you already got your acrylic base done for you. Thanks everybody for being here. I don't really have anything else to say. I've just been kind of busy with the fam. I should probably do the black background before I do any of the fur on the edges here, because that's going to have to go over the black. So I think I'll go ahead and get that done in there real quick. It won't take long. All right, let's see here. We'll have to keep kind of moving up and down here. All right, let's see. Now, when I do the background, I do have a new jar of this. When I do the background, it's not watered down. It's not watered down. Okay, let's see. Come on, Ben. There we go. All right, black acrylic paint. My pencils to sit still. And let's see. I think I can do it with this one. Dee, what have you harvested from your garden? I got one big cucumber, fairly big, and a lot of cherry tomatoes. Of course, the herbs. I got every herb is just basil, rosemary, Greek oregano, sage. All the herbs are gone. They're all cray. And I do post pictures on Instagram. But let me show you the last. Here's my last. The cucumber's bigger than it looks in that picture. Not as big as like a store-bought, but it's pretty big. And of course, all the cherry tomatoes. I get about this many cherry tomatoes, I'd say every other day. I get this many cherry tomatoes every other day. But my herbs are just off the chart. Here, let me show you here. All right, so here's my sage. I don't know if it's going to show. Doesn't want to. You'll probably have to go look on Instagram. It wants to, it's glaring. It's glaring here. But there's my sage. There's my Greek oregano, which is a bush about this big. Like my arms are as big around as I can get them. That's huge. It's a huge thing of Greek oregano. Then, of course, there's my cherry tomatoes. You can see they're just going, they're going crazy. More cherry tomatoes. There's the regular tomatoes. There's the rosemary. Again, this rosemary, I could, when I'm putting my arms around like this, it's as big as my arms will go. That's how big the rosemary bush is. What else do I have here? So, yeah. So all my herbs are doing, I didn't take a picture of the basil, but that's right there. There's little basil bushes. Now my peppers, all my peppers are here in the middle. And they're not producing yet, but sometimes they take a while and then they start really going. So, meanwhile, I have planted tomato plants. Well, when you're in Canada, it's totally different when you're in a different season. Okay, let's see here. A different, you're probably just getting past the snow. I mean, I lived in Alaska for 3 years. I get it. Once I get these edges done, I can move the wax paper. It's just on the edges. And this brush is going to be too big. I can tell already. But I can get the edges and I can get the big areas done like this. Then I'll have to go in there with a smaller brush. Let me get back on the cat fur so that you can see how when it goes over the edge here. No, I have no armadillos. No armadillos. Probably if we were in Texas. Well, I haven't seen, I can't say I haven't seen any armadillos in Georgia, but I don't know that that's an issue in the gardens. And we have a complete fenced in yard too. we at times we've had rabbits sneak in, and we've just had to make sure there were no holes in the fence where the rabbits could get in. And then I grow two um, blackberry bushes so that the birds and any animals they eat on those. They're a perennial. They come back every year, and any animals or critters or birds they munch on the berries. They don't bother my veggies. Let's see. I wish I had a garden so I can plant berries. Yeah, I don't want anything too exotic because I don't have the time for it. I pull weeds, I put fresh dirt and fertilizer, and I fertilize a couple of times a year during the season, rather. But I don't want anything that I have to mess with too much. Yes, it will cat and paste. When I get up, yeah, when it gets right up next to the cat, and when I get the white hairs and stuff. All right, so let's see. I don't want any blobbies here because I'll run my sleeve through it or something. All right, so I think that's good. Now I can remove this. And I also want to get to a little bit of the gel pens. So, all right, let me go ahead and dry this just so as a precaution to running my arm through it. See, I need to back out one because otherwise I'm going to just I'm going to try to keep shuffling the page to try to get it to stay in frame. All right. Let me rinse this brush out and get a different one. All right, I need something a little bit smaller and maybe a little pointier. Let's see. Let's see. That one maybe. We'll give this one a try. And I might twist and turn real quick so I can get this done quicker. I can do it straight on, but it'll take me more time. If I turn the book, I can get in there quicker. So all y'all that did the artist trading card swap, Janet's probably in the process, if she hasn't done it already, to finishing up swapping them out. So y'all probably be getting them if you're in the States anyway, pretty soon. Oh, let's see. My chair keeps going up under the table, but I don't want to raise this too much. My arms of my chair, if the chair goes down, the arms get up under there, and I get caught. My chair gets caught up under the table. I hope they don't invade. I've never had a problem with armadillos. Yeah. So yeah. Getting there, guys. We're getting there. I do go pretty quick when I'm on stream. I never feel, like I have to rush when I'm by myself. But sometimes, I try to get as much done as I can when we're on stream. And it is what it is. 3 hours. But I did want to play with those glitter gel pens a little bit if we can on some of the mech. And they shouldn't be very dimensional. So they should be okay. But, this is one-sided, so you don't have to worry about trying to color on the other side with any kind of texture because it's one-sided. It's when it's a double-sided page that you go to color on the back side and there's something textured, you're going to be fighting that texture. Okay, Devin, bye. Y'all don't forget, Devin comes on at 3 Eastern. I'm just kind of flicking in between the fur here because I'm going to go over it with some white Posca around the edges. Now let's get in here. Do y'all have anybody else you want to tell us who's on today? Let me know. Ann Laura comes on, but she comes on after her bridge game, and I sometimes it's in between me and Devin, but I never know exact time. I usually don't make it because that's right when lunch and Hubster and everything. So I skim through hers later on, and Ann's brave. She'll try any project, any prompt, any techniques. She'll just dive right in. She's not afraid to try any of it. Thank you, Tina. If you have Ann's channel, one of y'all put Ann's channel in there. But I don't really make her live, so I don't know exactly what time she comes on. Sometime in between me and Devin, after her bridge game, if she's still doing that. I think she's still doing that. All right, let's see. We're getting there, guys. Almost got the black background in here. Let's turn it over so I can get the rest of this over here. So I'll miss y'all on Monday. I plan on being here on Wednesday. They have to be at the airport Wednesday pretty early, so I should be able to stream on Wednesday just fine. But Monday, we're going to be at the lake. So, like I told CB, if they would have been here, I would have streamed with them, on stream, but they're not going to be here. Almost here, guys, almost. Okay, did I get it all? All righty, there we go. See how that makes that stand out? Miriam says she's streaming on Serenity Art Studio at 12:30 Eastern. Okay, and Anne, I'm not sure if she's on at the same time as you, Miriam. Anne comes on sometime in between here, us too. So thanks, Angie. All right, let's see. Let me clean out my brush here. Let me go ahead and hit this with the heat tool here. Hopefully that's dry. Let me wash out my brush. Okay. So now I'm going to take my light purple and do a little bit. Let's see. Now let me go ahead and try to zoom back in a little. Okay, now I'm going to do some fur flicking. Going to do some fur flicking here. Can y'all see that? So you see how you had to have the black done. But you also see how the purple is going right over the black. No problem. I'm going to put some white in there too. See? Maybe a little bit more in the, yeah, no, I think I'm going to leave that with the white. Okay. Now I still haven't colored in the face here, but I wanted y'all to see how you could do those edges. No, it's not a new book, Jane. It's an old book. I got requested to do Kerby this morning. Okay, so now I'm going to take, and I could also do the white too. I could just do white, little white hairs coming across here. But if you want some real bright ones, you could go in here with some Posca. Okay, and you can also do, if you want to do some glowy bits, you can go around areas like this hat, go around the hat. Because you're going on the acrylic paint, you can do anything on that solid acrylic paint. I might have a little bit of highlight on it, but I really want to get in here with the gel pens. So let's go back in here with the dark purple. And let's do some more of the, and I'm just kind of following the shading that Kerby put in. Just kind of following the shading and going in the direction that he drew the fur. And I'm going to put some of the white hairs, but you got to do the base first. Like you got to color in all this fur before you put whiskers and that kind of stuff. Otherwise, you'll be coloring around those things. Did I miss anything? Thanks, Nanamo. Thank you, Kat. Get around his monocle here. So yeah, for those of y'all missed it, Samantha made it to London overnight. I'll share pictures as she shares them too. All right, so there's that. Now I'm going to go in with the medium purple. And I'm going over the dark purple, but extending it out to shade it. I still want to keep them kind of fuzzy though. I don't want it solid purple. And then we'll go back in with Posca. Okay. That's some kind of hose thing there, I think. All right, now I'm going to take, and it's going to look very white and stark, but after it dries, we can go back over it with the light purple to knock it back. It will be a contest for sure. Leg hairs. Contest for, I missed something on the contest there, CB. All right, so now I'm going to any place I just want some hairs, and I'm going different ways. Oh, you're talking about the hairs on the cat? Well, then she said something about hairs on her legs, so I don't know. CB. And again, they might look very stark white, but you can go back over them. But this way you'll have the fur will have definition that you really can't get with just pen. Well, you can, but you're going to spend a lot more time with it. Whereas if you do it like this, you can get a lot more detail quicker with Posca. Can y'all see okay? Okay, so here's where she's got eye, and I really shouldn't do it now. You really want to wait till you have this all done before you do something you're going to have to color around. But she has these kind of eye, these kind of whiskers coming out of the eyebrows. Y'all have seen cats that have these long whisker things coming out of their eyebrows. And then see how I'm going over this mech? I've not colored that mech in yet, so this is not recommended. You really want to do that mech first before you do this. Because otherwise you're going to be coloring or, trying to fill in around those mech areas. But I wanted y'all to see what it looks like when you go on the black. See? All right. Bye, Kathy. Go to your Zoom meeting, Miriam. All right, so there we go. Now let that dry. And then any place that you think it looks too white and too stark, but you want some, then you can go in with your lavender and knock it back a little bit. I do want to get, oops, I want to get a little bit of those white dots where the whiskers grow out, though. Just a few there. Okay. All right, now, and I do need this right here to be a little sharper. Right there on the rim. Okay. All right, let's just go ahead and let's just do a little gel pen. Because I'm not going to have time to finish all this hat and everything today. So let's do a little gel pen action with all these paints. All right, so let's see what we got here. Let's see what we got. Again, these are the A-E-N. However you say it. A-N, I-N, A-E-N, art glitter. There's 100 glitter pens, and Kat put a link in a little while ago. They were like $19.99. No, it's not. It's an E. It's like an E to me. It doesn't look like ace. Now, let's look at it real close. That looks like an E to me. Looks like A-E-N. Okay, whatever it is, y'all go find it. And I hate packaging. I hate putting things back in packaging. All right, so what I'm going to need is I'm going to need some kind of maybe a yellow gold color. Maybe this one instead. Yeah, probably this one. I'm going to get 3 or 4 colors of metallic-y looking colors. I probably want some kind of a green. All right. And this all opens up into one big flap. It's one long, big flap. All right, so let's see. Let's get a copper, a silver. Let's see, how dark is that green? I think that green will be okay. Just in case, I'll get a brighter green too. For some of the mech, I think it might be kind of cool to have just a little bit of a tinge of something. Another reddish copper. Let's go with that. That might be enough. All right, let's see here. Let's flap this over because they have the little flaps on them. Do I need anything else? Is that enough? That might be enough. All right, we're going to roll with these. Okay, we're going to roll with these. See what happens. All right, so I'm going to start with the copper because I've already got a base down here with copper. And what I'm trying to do now, I might need a piece of scratch paper to make sure they're rolling here. There we go. Okay, so I just want to do a little bit so we can hold it up and see what it looks like. You know? Again, I'm having to go around whiskers, but I wanted y'all to see what the whiskers look like when they're like, you know, off the edge. And then this is when you can do all those little tiny details. I'll hold it up here just a minute. You'll see it. It's not, it's a very subtle glitter. It's a tiny glitter. Let's put it that way. It's not really showing up too much. There, maybe. It's a subtle glitter. And some colors I think are probably going to be showing up better than others. All right, so now I want to take the gold, kind of just put a little hint on the top there just to make it a little shiny. We'll check out what that gold does. And then the silver the same way. Okay. Trying to find all the little mech areas. Well, the silver's showing up better as far as the shine. You can see the shine of the silver better than the copper, I think. But what's nice is you can get tiny little areas, tiny little details that, you know, it's harder to get with a pencil. You'd have to just keep sharpening and sharpening your pencil to get it nice and pointy, to get down in some of these details that you can get right in there with a pen. And again, I'm having to go around whiskers. There's a little mini compass right there. See the little northwest, south? You can see the... Okay, back to my copper. But it is fun just to color with the gel pen. They're very smooth and creamy. You know, a lot of times gel pens are kind of scratchy or dry feeling. These are not. These are very juicy. And you just get lots of little tiny details with it. Okay, come up here a little bit. But you can see how it's going to take a little bit to go around all the mech. Hopefully y'all can see that okay, or see the difference. I will zoom out here in a minute and you'll see, maybe get a little better. Okay, let's do some of this monocle here. Little gold. If y'all missed Samantha's sewing projects that I showed earlier, her hip cinchers. Thanks, Roll, for that. They were amazing. Okay, so there we go. So there, you can see it. Copper's not as shimmery. All right, let's back up so you can see it like in real time. And see how far we got. Not too far on the Mac, but and same thing for the hat. I want to go up in here with the gray in the felted areas and do gray felted. And then all these chains and everything will be done with the gel pens. And then there's this copper plate, like the headband. So it's coming along. It'll be a minute, but I am enjoying doing it, and I think the fur is looking good. Oh, so I think it should be dry enough now to take. You can take your. Let me see if I can hold this up just so you can kind of see a spot here. Like, let's go with maybe right in here. Okay, so where it's white, the white fur, you can go over it with the purple. See, I'm going over the white, but it's still vibrant. See how you can still see how vibrant it is, but it's not bright white. And that's one of the things that you can do with the Posca that's hard to do with any other thing. It'll knock back the bright white, but it'll still be vibrant and translucent. You can still see through this purple that I'm putting down. Might be hard to see. I'm trying to find a spot here, right here, maybe. See how it's the purple, but it's still vibrant underneath? Maybe a little right in here. So yeah, there we go. Thanks, guys. I'll put this as a thumbnail so you can find it, later or something if you need to go back. And I hope y'all enjoyed this. What time is it? I guess we'll go ahead and go. It's almost 11:30. Thanks, Tina. Y'all make sure and follow Tina, Catacomic64, Cat and Paste _ Terry Brett 3, Jan, and of course, you want to follow Janet M. Young. But so yeah. Oh, thanks, guys. I appreciate that. Thank you, Debbie. It's good to see you back, Debbie. All right, guys. Thanks, Tina, Janet, and Cheshire Cat for being my awesome mods. And again, I will not be here Monday. I know I've said it a bunch of times, but I know somebody's going to say, where were you on Monday? All right, guys. Y'all have a blessed rest of your day and rest of your week. And we will see you hopefully next Wednesday. Okay. A week from today. All right, guys. Bye.